Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Branding Iron. This is episode 17. I'm here with Dany Hakimeh. I probably didn't pronounce that properly, but say hi to everybody there, Dany.
Hi, guys.
Dany runs the UPS store at 7th Street and Bell in Phoenix. For all of you people in Phoenix, you'll know where that is. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Really excited to be here.
So something I like to start out with everybody doing is kind of give your background, your basically superhero origin story.
For sure.
It's been a minute or two on that. Where did you come from?
Yeah. So actually, I moved to America at the age of 7 with my family, originally from Lebanon, Beirut, Lebanon, in 1989. And so I didn't speak a lick of English when we got here. And so got thrust right into the education system, got to learn English through ESL classes. And so learning a new language at that age, at the age of 7 and 8, it was a whole new world for me in a lot of ways. And so finding out different ways to communicate was really interesting.
Instead of using the words that they were telling you to?
Yeah, exactly, because the language, and we didn't have as much as we have now accessibility-wise.
Yeah.
So it was either through books or through television or through teachers.
So did you learn by watching cartoons or anything?
Exactly. So television had an impact. Music actually had probably the deepest
that kind of makes sense now, because if you guys don't know Dany, he's a rock star at the karaoke at Copper Blues. I've seen some stuff.
We have some fun.
There's some stuff on Facebook. It's got a lot of views.
Yeah, some stuff's got a little viral. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, that's just something that's fun to do with friends. But yes, music since I was very young has just inspired me in more ways than I thought.
Interesting. So you came directly to Phoenix.
Yes, we're in the heart of Old Town Scottsdale, actually, and my father was a jeweler, so he started a gallery in Old Town, and eventually that gallery evolved into from a jewelry to art, carrying art as well.
Okay. And then brothers and sisters?
I have an older sister who's got 2 daughters, and my brother George, who I run the business with, and I'm the youngest.
They're the youngest. Okay, I like the family dynamic there. Sometimes that's interesting to see. Now, what's it like working with your brother?
It's really cool. Yeah. I mean, he's a great guy. He really inspires me. He's a great man. When he approached me about going into business with him, it's something. I mean, we have entrepreneurial spirit in our family since we were young. We kind of learned that from my dad. Yeah. And so he kind of knew I had the book smarts when he was bringing me into the business.
So do you go through college or?
Yeah, I got my MBA. Got my master's, my undergrad in computer graphics.
From here in Arizona?
In Arizona, yeah, right here. So not didn't travel very far.
Travel far enough before, right?
And so it's been really cool, and he's a great guy. So we have our own niche parts of the business that he handles his ends of the shipping and packing, and I do a lot of the printing. And
do you do some of the layout stuff? And
because you did design work. And
okay, cool. So you don't have to hire that out, or
correct.
You can get down there and be a little bit inspired and take care of stuff.
Yeah, I like to consider myself a composite artist. I like to take elements of different things and put them together in the project. So that's why business cards or brochures are something that's simple.
Yeah,
assembling things together is fun.
Do like layout basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I that's nice to do. It speeds things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Too, so
yeah.
Now, where'd you go to high school here?
I went to Horizon High School, class of 2000. Go Huskies.
That's funny. Okay. So,
yeah, and so since
that's
then,
on what is that on Greenway?
56 in Greenway. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I drive past there from time to time. So.
Great. High school was an evolution in itself. And so after high school, I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in, and so that's when we started exploring graphic design. And I even took a brief specification in video production. It was before everything kind of went digital, so everything was still analog.
Like film.
And then it evolved, and it just moved too fast. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to stick to
Yeah.
the print material.
Now, before you got into business with your brother, what did you do?
I worked at Cinerama for a while in a sign company, so that was
Okay.
really fun, just creating different things.
So you,
vinyl cutting machines.
cut your teeth on that kind of work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good.
And then I was a freelance graphic designer on the side while I also worked in the banking industry.
Okay. Banking. That must have been. Was that the wrong fit for you?
I did it for like 5 or 6 years.
Ooh,
I wouldn't
wow.
say it was the wrong thing. It really allowed me to network and meet some great people. And actually working in like for Wells Fargo and Chase and U.S. Bank, it taught me a lot of the customer service aspect of things. And so I was really good with people. I'd get recognized for top sales performance or best.
Because I was going to say, the sales
portfolio.
pressure at the banks really started to get.
Like
2005, they started
was certain, I
sell,
started in
sell,
2008,
like start up with sign up people for things they don't need.
Oh yeah,
credit cards.
Yeah, it's really made
loans.
a shift now where it's really customer based, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I still have friends in the banking industry, and I have tremendous respect for them. But there was a certain non-excitement, non-creative element of it that I missed, and so that's how when this opportunity presented itself of going into the UPS store franchise with my brother, it was really fun.
That's awesome. Now music. So do you play an instrument?
I do not. I play Rock Band. I played that since the day that it came out. It was one of the most exciting things in my life. I never got into the whole video game thing.
But singing's pretty good. Like so.
I love all that. Yeah.
And that is that like your thing outside of?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably a hobby, just something to do on the side. Invite friends over and sing songs and play digital instruments. I have tremendous respect for it, but I never really studied music in that aspect.
It's not too late to learn.
I agree.
Guitar is pretty easy to learn.
I actually took a guitar lesson once. It was as hard as learning golf.
Golf's hard to learn.
Everything.
You can hit the ball.
I'm a great student, and I love to learn things. But for some instance, I could not pick up the instrument, even piano.
Piano's hard. That's really hard.
Yeah.
It's got two different things going on at the same time. Whereas guitar, you're like, this makes that, so they work together. Yeah. I taught myself, so.
Oh, really? And I have a lot of friends that are musical. I think I respect it so much that I don't want to interrupt the process. But I know it's a creative outlet for a lot of people.
Yeah, you can use it to, wind down or just, it's meditative.
Yeah.
So, you're all good? So, what you can't see on the podcast was a mic adjustment in the middle of our conversation. Yeah. You can see that on the video, though.
Oh, yeah, it'll probably just shift.
Wow, yeah, I'm fascinated by coming here when you're like 7, right? So, trying to fit in. I came to Canada from South Africa.
Oh, wow.
When I was 8.
Oh.
Just about 9. Now, I spoke what I thought was English, but it had a heavy accent to it, so it was like nobody could understand me. And the words I was saying for different things, they're not the right words. Like, the boot is the trunk of the car, and the bonnet is the hood.
Wow.
And you're like, what are you talking about, a bonnet? Like, that's for Mary Had a Little Lamb. Doesn't go on a car.
Yeah. Well, and that's the funny part is the age gaps that are different between myself, my brother, and my parents. As you get closer to the older ends of our family, the thicker the accent is. So
yeah, you don't have any accent.
People say I don't have an accent at all. My brother, very, very slight. My sister has a little bit of an accent, and my parents, it's pretty hard.
It's funny because I guess your brain's just not that malleable.
It's
later and later and later.
Yeah. And then when I actually had a chance to go back overseas, back in 2001, I think 2002. My Arabic accent was really heavy for them. It was just kind of foreign almost. So interesting.
Like when you went over there, they're like, you sound American.
Just you don't sound like us.
Yeah, exactly. So that's funny because I'd go to back to South Africa and they're like, oh, you sound like American, and they come back here and they're like, oh, you're speaking like South African, and it's a mix of everything.
Yeah. But language, that's the beautiful thing about it. It's fascinating. Now there's so much technology available to get like a translator. You just speak your language to it and it communicates.
Have you used that?
I haven't, but I've had people come into our shop and they said, "Do you speak such and such?" And I'm like, "No." So they have me talking to the machine, and then it tells them what I just said. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
That'd be really useful for traveling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Japan, but I don't know any Japanese, so and my ability to learn it just by reading a book is probably zero. So
yeah,
maybe YouTube University could help me.
There's a lot of resources. I know that it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, in terms of business, how do you guys? Your business is obviously a success.
Thank you.
The marketing side of that, what you got to work within the framework of UPS. But what have you found that's been
so coming into the business because it's a franchise? It has there are certain obviously royalties that we pay and marketing that's brings people because of the branding associated with the UPS store, and part of the network that we're in allows people to know the majority of our services, but marketing internally. Being a part of BNI has been tremendous because it gets more exposure about the personal side of the business and how we're actually very different than someone that would compare us to probably FedEx and how they also do shipping and also do printing, but they're corporate and we're individually owned. It's owned, operated.
All right, so if you go to the FedEx store, it's not a franchise.
Correct. Yeah, they can't control certain pricing. They can't control. I mean, everything is chained, whereas with us it's a small business in itself.
Is every UPS like that, or
that's correct? Yes.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah. So every one of them is a small business. I like that model because then you get people. Well, not to say that you don't get people who don't care at other places.
It's just more personalized, more of a family feel. We tend to get that a lot with our clients.
Yeah, I've been into your store and holy cow, it's full of stuff. But that was right near Christmas, I think. So,
we're always busy. We just went through a big expansion remodel last year, and that our location's been there 25 years. So
people know
with the expansion, it really expanded even more services, fingerprinting. I mean, there's numerous notary
passport photos.
Passport
all
photos.
Right, I need that because I lost my passport.
Service. Yeah,
I don't know what I did with it. So I'll be getting a passport photo
for sure
from Dany.
Get your international travels prepared for that.
I want to be able to come back.
That's right.
So, do you have any questions for me or how I can help you?
Well, you know what? I'm fascinated with the concept of the branding iron, right? I mean, it's one of the most original things in terms of how a business can grow, right? Is having proper branding and having proper messaging communication. How did you come up with the name?
I put it out there on, I believe on Twitter or Instagram.
Okay.
And somebody said the branding iron, and I'll have to give proper credit when I can remember who did it. But yeah, it was. I was like, it sounds pretty good.
Is it like a Texas reference, or like how they used to brand cattle? Kind
of like a branding iron, and it's branding. And because I mentioned I want to start a branding podcast. What should I call it?
Oh.
And this gentleman mentioned that, and I thought that's good. Should get a hold of him because if he's had one good idea, he's probably got a lot more, and he should be in branding.
Yeah,
And
I love ideas. Something that I really have tremendous respect. Like Taylor Victoria. I mean, she's an incredible artist and a friend of ours. I have so much respect for artists because they get to communicate without using words and express something. And I think that's another element of why I connect with music and with art and with projects is the creative aspect of expressing.
Yeah, I think that is. I'm thinking it back to my own thing. So yeah, I had music before I came to the country, but communicating without words.
Yeah,
and that's how I ended up playing guitar instead of learning how to sing. Just couldn't get the words out.
Yeah.
Now you can't stop me from talking, and I'll talk about stuff I have no idea what I'm talking about, just because I have an opinion, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I try to stick to the stuff that I do know on the show, but if we're out and about,
it's inspiring though to see people take on new. I mean, just the fact that you mentioned it's not too late to learn guitar. I agree with that. It also scares me because I can only imagine how great or how terrible I'd be.
be great at being terrible. And that's what, get the distortion going, and just be like, all right, this is the worst ever, and I'm good at it.
Go wild with it.
I'm good at it. Listen to all those crazy noises I'm making. Get an electric guitar, right?
I think all art starts that way.
Sooner or later, then you'll get a little bit better. And you're like, all right, I got 2 notes here now. I can sing along to my 2-note song.
Yeah.
But you go back like and listen to a lot of like big artists, very early stuff.
I do.
You're like, that's pretty cool. Like I could almost have done that. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's very deep before it gets developed. Yeah.
Then they get like really good at what they're doing. You're like, oh, okay.
Right.
That's beyond what I could do. But like the early Beatles stuff.
Yeah.
It's very like, you know, very easy to
learn.
Very easy to learn. Yeah. So yeah, I learned guitar by learning a band called the Ramones. 4-chord Max.
So that's funny. So these are all the basic songs that came out on the original Rock Band.
Yeah.
To teach people how, because I think eventually it does transition to connection with the strings and there was a piano instrument for a while and drums. Yeah.
I have I think it's Rock Band. There's a guitar that's
or Guitar Heroes.
I played it. I think it's Rock Band.
Okay, good.
And I played it 1 or 2 times. I'm like, I can't do this. It doesn't work like a guitar. Like,
oh my god, I throw Rock Band parties and we just have a ball.
I'm like, the rhythm, like it's like, it's going against how I'm already wired, right?
That makes sense.
It's like if you all of a sudden
backwards,
had to drive a right-hand drive car and shift with your left hand.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you'd be like, oh wait a minute, how does this work? Like I'm going the wrong way, or
Yeah, I agree. No, it's neat. I just love learning new stuff. I don't think I'll ever stop learning whatever it is.
All right, well, guitar's for you then.
Cool.
That's your 2020.
It's on my 2021 ambitions.
learn the Ramones songs. That'll be easy.
Cool.
Yeah. Actually, that's funny. I was at the gym the other day and I've got my headphones on. I'm wearing my Ramones shirt, and this guy kind of goes like this to me. Kind of an older guy. I'm like, did I drop something or whatever? He's like, hey, have you ever seen the Ramones? And I go, yes, I have.
You recognize,
You're not allowed to wear the shirt, or if you can't name a song, you
can't associate the true. Yeah,
you can't just be, You
see some of these little. It's not what's after the millennials now, Generation Z or what's come. I don't know all these new ones, but these kids are wearing Nirvana shirts, and I'm like, do you really know the source of this?
That's
the
cool.
Power of that.
Or it's like when the Kardashians was wearing a Slayer shirt. That was pretty funny. You're like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You're not quite familiar with the content, I think. So yeah, just the branding iron just came about as the name that came about that way. But I needed something to start talking about branding and how did people who have kind of made it or made it really well, who are trying, what are they doing that can be shared with other people, and so they can tune in once a week and say, okay, I'm here for ideas. So for you, joining a business network group, showing up once a week to that, and actually you're a major leader in this group.
Thank you.
That we're in. Dany is a leader in terms of meeting with people, in terms of bringing people to the events, passing referrals. I mean,
it means just being really, part of the group. That's right. Really.
It's not just like I go to BNI and then I just leave, and there's a lot of people that have said it doesn't work, and I got to say it's very similar to like a Gary V analogy, Gary V. Which is a basketball also doesn't work. Unless you
have to work it.
LeBron James, right? Then it works.
Right.
It doesn't work for me. So, but same with BNI. It does work if you're doing it right.
Yeah, it's a system just like any other, and it's a beautiful thing because you get to help other people, and along the way, you get help out of it too.
Right. Exactly. That's so what did I get out of it? That's that you're on the wrong track when that sentence starts.
I'm here to help, and you realize while you're helping, they're also lifting you up in the same time. Yeah.
So other than BNI, what else have you guys done?
With local marketing, honestly, just going
do you
out
mail
and
anything to?
sometimes, but that seems to be a little more cold call.
It doesn't seem to get anything.
That's more of a reminder of here we are to
Yep.
to handle the neighborhood
How about
needs.
social? Anything?
Social media plays a big factor. It's because our main client is the small business owner. It's just meeting businesses and seeing how we can help. That's ultimately is the partnership opportunity.
Okay, so what? Knocking on doors and just saying, "Hey, I'm from the UPS store just down the street."
Like, hey, we're in the neighborhood. This is what we're doing. This is what we can offer, and then kind of see how it is. There's a lot of things that are kind of DIY in this world now with Vistaprint and things that are kind of do it on
Did
yourself.
that like come about and you're like, "Wow, this is really."
Yeah, and we allow more of a personalized experience. So if someone wants to kind of touch and feel and see different processes.
Yeah, and it's more than just upload your logo.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a logo, but I can't print it at Vistaprint, or I
Oh
want
my
a different.
gosh.
You know what I mean? Like, they don't have the ability. Do they have layout ability? Or
I don't know. I don't use it, but I know people have brought a card that they're like, I made this on Vistaprint, and I can, like, it's kind of bendy and kind of I don't want to call it cheap, but
it's like a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's it's a little different quality than what we offer, and so it's
Actually, I've got one of your
to see.
qualities right here. Where did I put it? Under this pile of. There it is.
Oh
right.
my! Yes,
this guy
that was
here.
a fun card. Oh my
I
gosh,
don't know which camera you want to put that in front of, but
I love that.
Nedro, that was one of our clients, and there's the back. And what you can see is nice radiused edges. It's also got this satin finish.
Mm.
Do the Vanna White thing.
Vanna White feature on the business card.
Satin finish allows you to touch this after you've eaten a burrito, and it won't smudge. And that's really good for me.
That's
So,
great.
and
Yeah, well, and it's amazing to see the amount of work that you guys do to help all the businesses with the vehicle wraps. It's inspiring, because it does leave an impression that's more than just visual. It has an emotional connection. I agree with that.
That's key. We were just talking about that this morning on the drive down to Chandler. Being remembered in an emotional sense
Yeah,
is the only way to do it. That's why people like music.
yeah.
They don't go, "Oh, that was a great collection of C, D, G, and A chords."
That's
like,
the
that
ultimate
song,
human connection. I
that
think
song
that's what
made me feel
connects
that
us.
way. That commercial with
Yeah,
for some people it doesn't work, but that's okay because
sure.
they have a different communication for them. Like I saw the Coca-Cola Polar Bears commercial.
Yeah. Oh, see.
And I'm like, oh, give me a break. And
It's
then, but they don't
unspoken.
put it on TV if other people aren't going, "Oh, isn't that cute?" Like, I'm like, there's not a toucan in Antarctica.
Well, and I think that's why
What's going
people
on here?
use animals in their communication or branding sometimes is because animals speak the unspoken, right? I mean, the dog has the most universal, unconditional love that can exist.
And you go into like children's
and
stuff.
children's novels and
like all of
fairy
the
tales and
the
stories.
people aren't people; they're animals for some reason.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. That is really fascinating. Why is that? Like Peppa Pig. Why is the whole family pigs? Like why? Like kids
It's
don't go,
deep.
"Man, that's pigs." Like
Animals speak without speaking. There's
the frog family, the pig family, the duck family. Like, I guess they're able to relate that like intuitively.
It's universal. I think there's something about it that I don't know. It's unspoken. Is what
All
I
of a
call
sudden,
it.
we get older and we have these like ridiculous filters. Like, that's not believable, and you're totally missing the point, right?
Yeah. Well, and ultimately, it leads to the highest level of any communication or language is the unspoken language of kindness, right? It's why I think we exist, why we create.
Got to write that down. Where's my pen?
Yes, I would actually mark that if I could.
Well, we
but-
recorded it, so I'm gonna write that down later.
But it's true. I've talked about this with my friends. I love philosophy. I love things that inspire the heart and that are deeper and bigger than just ourselves. And I think kindness is probably the top keynote of anything that exists.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah.
Kindness. I think that's one of Gary's things for 2020.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I recently discovered Gary Vee. He I want to say he invited me to TikTok, but I kind of watched his stuff on Facebook.
He said, "Hey, Dany, come over here."
And he kept talking about, all right, the world is transitioning to this digital media space.
So you're on TikTok now?
I'm a viewer.
'Cause singing,
I'm not.
I mean, this is like right up
I
your
do not
alley.
need to be TikTok famous. That is not my goal in life.
Oh, you could be.
I understand. It could be, but I feel like I've already reached those levels.
You mentioned earlier
celebrity.
you had a cape, or do you have more than one cape?
I love to wear capes.
Okay,
sometimes,
capes on
just
TikTok I
randomly.
think would be pretty popular. What do you think, Gabe? Cape.
Yeah.
Also, those tear off pants that you have.
Oh,
that would
was
be
fun
pretty
too.
funny. He did a
You never know. There's opportunities.
He did a
to just-
presentation at BNI where he got up there and went like this, and then he just went, whoosh, and all of his pants and everything came off.
I had shorts underneath, obviously, but it was part of my opportunity to thank Kina for a really great stretch. You know.
I would have been. Yeah, I was just wondering, man, did you practice? Because what if it didn't rip off and you were just like,
I have practiced at home.
what's
sure.
that guy doing? Like, just really tugging on his pants for some reason.
Well, I remember there's people that covered their eyes because they didn't know what they were going to see, and others like didn't know, kind of paparazzi moments. So
that was funny. So Gary pulled you into TikTok. Now you're
so
observing, and
I'm in a space of there's so much information that's beyond. I mean, obviously there's a lot of kids dancing and that's for them, but there's a lot of like inspirational quotes and people like doctors that want to share a wealth of information. So it's just amazing to see the new way to communicate and send a message in a 10, 15, sometimes 30-second clip, and it can impact the rest of your day, my day, Yeah.
And so how did you come across him?
I followed him. I think he's a great speaker.
Yeah.
I'm inspired by anyone that likes to speak. I don't know why. I just love listening.
He's fun to listen to.
Authors and.
I feel kind of embarrassed because it's fun. That's his pet peeve, right? Is people that listen to what he says and don't do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. Take action. I mean, that's a big thing. And my dad. This is funny. We were having a chat last week. And he's like, you should go out, because we recently got featured on Fox 10 for our business and a couple other things taking place. And he's like, you're so good at speaking, you should go out and be paid for public speaking. I was like, Dad, that's not how it works. I mean, some people like write speeches and do all that, but it's just, he's a funny guy.
Well, once you get famous on TikTok, then they'll just be knocking on your door.
Yeah, see,
we need that funny guy from the UPS store.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm going to go across town to ship my stuff over there just to see him.
There are people that literally will pass 4 or 5 stores to come specifically to our location because it's the family vibe, It's like saying that wild and crazy uncle, and that's really what I am sometimes.
Right on. I'd like to see that, actually. We're going to all these boxes, and then you can do like a little time lapse where like all the boxes move to the other side, and unpack these boxes, pack these boxes.
Yeah. Get very creative. It's a lot of fun to see what's happening out there.
For some reason, whenever I think of like shipping, or at least the UPS store, that it always pops into my head is the opening scene from Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Oh, I have to watch that again. That's one of my favorite movies.
Where the credits are going, where he's a delivery guy and he's kicking this box down the street.
Oh yeah.
Like he's just smash.
Oh my
bang,
gosh.
bang.
I tell you, we get clients that come in and they're like, "Can you please make sure we put a fragile sticker on this?" And we do. Obviously, we want to honor that, but like, there's only so much that we can control once that package leaves our store. And I wouldn't surprise me. There might be some drivers that are like, "Oh, fragile? I'll show you fragile." And I'm like, no. You got to take care of this. So
it's rattling.
Yeah, we don't like that, especially when they arrive and it says fragile or do not bend, and there's a big crease in it or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some issues with a shipping provider. I believe you see those rolls of material there.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of rolls of material. They weigh between 40 and 60 pounds each. When they got to where they were going, the damage that was done to them could only have been done if you had dropped it off the roof of a building 20 feet up in the air.
Oh, wow. Well, and that's something that's actually we like to educate our customers when they come in.
These thick rolls of cardboard that are
almost
like that thick.
Intentionally, damaged.
And they're crunched. I'm like,
gosh.
How did that happen? Like, it's not even like vinyl that thick that's torn.
Yeah.
Like it's
that's not normal. That had to have been through so much.
And unfortunately, there's no, you can't like get anywhere with there's no way to get anywhere with the claims process.
Oh.
Like, there's just flat out don't pay.
Oh wow.
not my fault. Don't pay.
Something that we like to educate is because we have an opportunity.
So I stopped using them.
People, oh man, that's too bad.
Now we use UPS.
Okay, see, and that's probably why we stand by our pack and ship guarantee. Because the package has to withstand a 4-foot drop, just in case it falls off a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are outside of human contact, or falls off a truck. Not that it needs to, but just in the instance that it does. So it's neat to see how a package can go from point A to point B.
I literally think it fell off the plane. We ship it in the same stuff that the material gets shipped here.
Yeah.
We've never had broken stuff arrive here. We put it back in the same box. It's got end caps. It's got everything. Send it to where it's going, and it shows up, and they're like,
man!
Like dropped out of the 747 onto the tarmac, and bam.
Well, you want to talk about what's really neat is they're bringing into, what are these flying things? The droids.
Oh yeah, or
that's
the drones.
Going to be like a new thing where it can bring a package to you. You're not even getting a personal delivery anymore.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, isn't that going to, like, a few things are going to fall on people's heads along the way?
Well, and there's other things people talking about shooting it down or intercepting a package and all this kind of weird stuff. I don't know how it's going to get there, but it's like the Fifth Element when all the cars are kind of in different layers flying all over the place.
Yeah. Maybe what would happen, so in a place like New York City or something, is that like your delivery area, there's on the rooftop of your building, right? And you go there and you wait for your package or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot happening with Amazon and the evolution.
Actually, we did some reps for a company that's going to be doing these autonomous cars that are built off of a golf cart type frame.
Oh, wow.
Those gem cars, they're kind of bigger than a golf cart, but it's autonomous driving. Actually, I got to let Jordan Adler know about that, because or the what was that guest's name there was a guy that wanted to know about autonomous cars. He was passionate about.
Really?
He was a new guy. Yeah. Anyway, so you get the text that your package has arrived, and the thing arrives, and it's got a bunch of cubicles in it.
Yep.
Yours is yours is number 7, and this is the code. You open it up, take your stuff, car goes on its way.
That's the evolution of how the UPS store is also going to be transitioning with our mailbox service. Yeah. Because a lot of our small business owners and clients use our mailbox to receive packages if they can't at their home or they need somewhere that's more secure than leaving it at their door. The future is that we're going to have Amazon locker types where they just type a number into an ATM, it sends a code back to their phone, and then a locker will pop out and have their package in it.
That's amazing.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. Like was rolled out last year at our UPS store convention. And should be taking place in the next 5 to 10 years.
So do you need extra space for that too?
It'll probably be replacing what we currently have as mailbox.
Because I know in my neighborhood, people were like every single day on Facebook and next door, package got stolen. I'm like, okay, this is probably like the 3rd or 4th year in a row that this has been going on. Why are you getting stuff shipped to your house?
Mm-hmm. Like, that's the security that you have. That is personally handled, is put in a safe place.
I got everything shipped to work this year.
Yeah, because you know someone's going to receive it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because these guys would drive behind the truck and just scoop up.
Oh, they'll scoop them up. They'll chase them down. I mean, and then you put in a claim, and so someone's losing out somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem sustainable.
Right.
For now, until I know, and if you steal somebody's mail, you get.
That's a federal offense.
It's a federal offense, and it's a minimum 5 years in a federal prison. But you can steal their Amazon package, and then that's not a problem?
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't seem like
Amazon's in the process of figuring out.
Because there's nobody stealing mail anymore, is all I can tell.
Well, we have a lot of apartment complexes in our neighborhood that stopped accepting packages because there's just so many residents that are ordering stuff now. So they're referring their clients to come open a mailbox with us.
Okay, yeah.
And then have a safe place.
Because, I bet you what the front office is like. Just jammed full of...
zoo, yeah.
At Christmas time. Where's my stuff? I don't know. We're not an organizational facility here.
Oh, we had... Yeah, holidays are definitely...
That must be a crazy time of year for you guys.
It's... yes, it certainly is. And that was actually the main reason I was inspired to expand our location. It was, I think, our first or second Christmas that I told George, I was like, someone's going to get hurt because there were so many packages in the back, and he actually tripped over a box one day and practically broke a rib.
Ooh.
And I said, that's it. Once Cricket or Avon, somebody's going to kick it here. Yeah. We're gonna take over the lot and it was in February, right after the holidays, that it happened. And I said, hey, we got to jump on this. And he said, in a couple of years. I said, a couple of years, if something else comes in, we're not going to buy them out. We're not like rolling in the deep here.
Yeah.
And so we started negotiating our lease, and I'm really glad we took over the expansion.
Yeah, because now, what you were saying before was returns is a big thing now.
Yeah, it was huge.
So it's not just receiving it; it's like
1/3 of every order that's ordered gets returned. So 1 out of every 3.
Wow, that's crazy.
So that's a lot, and so we've partnered with Amazon this last year to make that a very seamless process. And I think that's why there was such
a third of things get returned. That's crazy. Like, that's got to hit the.
It's hitting somewhere.
I mean, wow.
So, well, sometimes it's people ordering like 3 pairs of shoes in different sizes. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't shop online. I don't know how people do it, but because they feel that's easier than going to the store and putting the shoe on and taking it home right away.
A third of the stuff. Wow. And I guess it gets sold as used after that, or.
I don't know what happens to it. We just send it back to the Amazon hubs, and
So your store must be jammed right after Christmas.
Yep, and that's how Fox 10 came out to our center.
To do that.
To do that feature. Yeah.
Did you get a lot of people talking to you after that?
Yeah, a lot of mailbox holders would come in. They're like, "I saw you on TV," and
that's funny. So people still watch TV. So that's good.
They still watch the Fox 10 news. Yeah.
I don't have cable, so I have no idea what's on there. I got the Netflix and Hulu.
Exactly. It's I don't have the patience for television. I think, as weird as it is, because of the commercials, right? Because I used to just stream. I only watch television probably for Ellen.
Do you watch that Game of Games?
The comedy. Exactly, like that kind of stuff, just for entertainment.
My son recently told us all about that Game of Games show. Yeah, watch this. It's really funny. So
my parents watch it. Yeah, I think because there's stuff that happens that you don't need to know all the words to know what's happening. Yeah, and that's why they like it.
Yeah, you can see people falling down and hurting themselves. That's funny. You probably like that Wipeout show.
Oh man. Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, hey, any parting wisdom for a new business owner that would just coming up, just starting an idea?
Yeah, I would say know that you're not alone. Know that there are people out there that want to help, and lean into the experts that are around you, because that's really how businesses grow. They see others that are doing well and succeeding, and that's how we can grow.
So it's okay to ask for help.
Oh yeah, not just okay. Hire people, pay them, let the experts do what they do, because they only want to help you. Nobody in this world is wasting time running a business if it's not helping grow something and make a difference. Know that you're not alone. Build a team if you need to, and go for it.
Awesome, man. Yeah. Thanks for coming by.
For sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Tim.
Cheers.
Have an awesome day.